بالميامين هداتي من بني هاشم بخاتم النبيين أخي الوحي أبي.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to our series of The Great Trust. The family is the foundational unit of a society. If you want to correct and polish a society, then work with the families at the primary level. No wonder in Islam we have lots of ahadith and Quranic ayats in this issue. Like the one from Imam Ali al-Islam that goes, "Do not stop giving advice to your families, for surely you're responsible for them." Another ayat from Surah Tahrim that says, "Surely save yourselves and your dependents from the fire of hell." So we see that in mourning and mentoring our families lies the salvation of the family itself, the parents, and also the society in turn. In our last few sessions, we spoke about the three life phases of a child, namely the kingship period, the obedience period, and the advisory period. Alhamdulillah, we have been successful in completing the first stage of a child's life, that is the kingship, then the mastery period. And now, inshallah, we plan to move on to the next one, that is the obedience period. We will welcome our Alima Razia Batul Najafi to the studio. Assalamu alaikum, dear Alima.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
And welcome to our studio. Alhamdulillah, we are glad to know that alhamdulillah, we have been able to complete the first stage of the first phase of a child's life, that is from 0 to 7, and we are happy to move on to the next stage. Inshallah, our parents, our viewers are also expecting to learn more from this stage of the life of a child.
Definitely.
Inshallah, without further delay, once a child moves on to the age of 7 to 14, which is known as obedience period, what is the responsibility of the parents? Now, what is the thing that they have to do according to the Islam?
Yeah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, I love to say, my very, very, sincere salam to all parents, especially those who are doing very big and, great jihad with training their children, especially in this age, because as we have mentioned that Islam and Allah, He knows best because He is the creator of our soul and body. So Allah knows that from 0 to 7, one kind of needs and requirement, a child needs, and from 7 onward, what kind of needs we have. So because after 7, the physically and mentally, the child has grown up, and even he can distinguish. He knows the differences between bad and good. Yeah, so Islam is saying because he can understand a bit, but mentally he's not in a perfect level, so that's why he needs to learn, he needs to listen, he needs to obey. This is the best time to learn, to just take and gain, absorb the things. Yeah. And then Islam is saying because he is fully prepared and ready physically and spiritually, because Allah knows, Allah is a creator, and Allah is saying by His messenger, He's giving this message to us, and He's saying that after 7 you have to give them proper training, and a bit strictly, like compared to 0 to 7, and more, constantly more like focusing on teaching, especially halal and haram, especially that nearness to Allah and Allah's presence and everything. That is the main ilm, that is the actual ilm and nur. Then look at the hadith. Again, I love to say salam to Islam and salam to all these things of ma'sumin, that how mashallah, we are fortunate that we have this kind of hadith. That hadith says alayka bil ahdas fa innahum asra ila kulli khair. like, oh mu'mineen, oh faithful people, go and approach towards your youngsters, that's why, because they are very quick to turn towards good, and
they're
yeah.
ready. Their hearts are soft and absorbing.
Exactly. And they can, they can get attracted by beauty and by perfection, towards perfection very easily. So asra, so this Islam is saying one of the very positive point of our, like youngsters, that in teenage especially, because most of the parents or maybe teachers, they think that the youngsters, they are not good. They want to just go towards bad things, and their full attention is towards naughtiness, evil. They don't want to come towards religion or towards like respecting parents and other things. But Islam is saying no, just you have to guide them. If they know this is a perfection, if they know this is a beauty, real beauty, then they will come towards them, because media is telling them that come, this is perfection, this is
The forces of evil are strong that age,
that's why they go, whatever new comes, they go towards them. So but if we have enough like strong power, ways to attract them towards us, definitely they will come. So another hadith is saying, muru sibyanakum bis-salah idha kanu abna'a sab'a sinin, as we have done before, like after 7, even to ordering them, to let them about guide them towards namaz and pray. Islam is saying you should be very like more strict, like more serious about like as we have done religious stuff, especially namaz and salat, which is the main pillar of our religion in Islam. Yes.
Okay, Alima, so now we know that what is a parent's responsibility, basically connecting, making sure that they get to know the rights and the wrongs of religion, that is the halal and the haram. Just a reminder for our viewers and parents there, as we discussed earlier, that if the parents have missed the first chance, that is from 0 to 7, in training with their children during that kingship period, there is no losing hope, because obviously you can continue from what we are learning now, and if they have missed something, we know they have, but there's always a makeover of it. And as we say, that if you miss a dose of a medicine, you can't just leave it altogether. You can continue with the next dose. So we should again follow what we are learning now. With that, Alima, we know that the children, when they're this age, they're ready to accept everything mentally. That is, their mind and their heart is soft and is acceptable to whatever Allah is saying. They're not baligh yet, because they're 7, right? And they turn baligh later. So what should be the parents' responsibility in terms of step by step? What should they start off with first and then go on later?
Yeah, as we know that now the actual training and teaching is the biggest responsibility of the parents. So they need somehow the relationship, how it is between the teacher and the student, like between the monitor and the student and coach, so that kind of relationship should be there. Then the kids and the children, they will listen to them. And we have said many times, very with emphasis, that if we can win their hearts during 0 to 7, then we can achieve their obedience in this level very easily. So first of all, as we said, that we have to learn the technique of training of child from our Allah Rabbul Alameen, from our God, and from prophets. So because prophet, they were the actual and real teachers for mankind. So hadith says, the prophet, they used to talk to the people according to their intellect. They never ever used to talk according to what they know. That's why Zahra, when I was young, I used to think a lot that the same question, one question, so many people used to ask to the Prophet and to Aimma alayhimus salam, and there was so many different answers.
Right?
Afdalul a'mal, what is the afdal, and what is the definition of taqwa, piety. So there are so many definitions. So according to the person, and the capacity, the person he has. So we have to know that how much capacity my child has, and we can't compare one to other. I can't say that my first boy was like this. Sometimes I say a lot to my family members that my all sister and brothers and my all children, they are each of them are different from other, and Allah has created them different, and these differences are the biggest blessing and Allah's bounty, and I like it, I love it, I have to accept it. With his, even sometimes in our eyes it's negative difference. Like I say, my second baby is slow or more active than the first one, and I like that first one, maybe, yeah, in my first looks and my first eyes, but we don't know what kind of wisdom behind it, and that those all are like a diamond, like a big gift.
Unique, right?
Yes, everybody is unique, definitely, Zahra, and that's why I shouldn't compare, because mostly I have seen, the parents, they say, I don't know why my second baby does this, my first, he or she never used to do like this.
Or children of the friends.
Yes. So we have to understand our kids, yeah, and then they said, we should give them somehow some rights. We shouldn't have so much expectation from them. It is one of the key point with even with all kind of relationship, even with our parents, even with our husband and life partners and spouse, because we don't give them right. Because if my child is doing somehow some kind of misbehavior, I say no, in this age, because of this circumstances and these problems, maybe a bit he has right to do some kind of some create a problem.
We should be more tolerating
Definitely.
to such things.
So how the tolerance will come, that I'm talking, because it's not easy. It's easy to say,
Right.
be patient, be very, or like how we said that 113 times we should talk to them with respect,
Kindness,
with kindly, yeah. And then one or second, 2 times we can, be harsh with them, means
Right.
strict with them. So it's easy to
It's
say,
very
but
hard
how?
to do,
Yeah.
right.
So how the answer is, again, we shouldn't have expectation from them, because Allah is creating them. Everybody is different in their own, and then we have to see their the environment, like in circumstances in which the kids are. Like sometimes if they are very tired or not in good mood, we shouldn't just advise and just teach them and just started to give them lectures. How the teenage, they said,
Right.
my parents just, they give lectures and lectures and lectures. Not only they can shift something and they can convey any message. Even I think it has
reverse
so
effect.
much harm and very, very bad effects the child will get, and this is so common, very, very common between
This is
mothers.
one of the reasons that the children feel away from Islam and from Allah. Because when
Exactly.
such things happen between the parents and the children.
Exactly. Because I don't know why most of the time the parents, they don't understand the situation of the child, in which situation he is. Like he's 10, 11, 12, 13, after 13, 14, or even nowadays, very in early age, they have
because we know that they go through emotional changes, psychological changes.
Exactly. So, but we can't understand. And then sometimes we compare our child with ourselves. That is a big, again, one mistake which we do, which is not correct at all. So if they are in angry mood, like as we know that in angry mood, even, the ears can't hear, the eyes can't see,
the heart can't
feel. Nothing is working at all. So we should pause, and رُبَّ سُكُوتٍ أَبْلَغ مِنْ كَلَامِ الزِّيَرِ. Sometimes silence is better than, the talking. So inshallah, we will talk about it furthermore, that how important it is. We should, sometimes we have to control our emotions and listen to what Ahlul Bayt and Islam is saying to us.
Right. Okay, with this, Alma, we'll have to take a short break, and our viewers, do stay in tune, since we are talking about uniqueness with its beauty. We'll get back to you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
إلهي بالميامين هداتي من بني هاشم بخاتم النبيين.
Welcome back, our dear viewers, and hopefully you enjoyed the first half of the program, where we're talking about the training times with our young adults, now turning into adults, inshallah. So Alima, back to you again, talking about the training times. They should always train them, taking care of their circumstances, their moods, their readiness for accepting advice or not.
Yeah, as we were discussing that not in any time we can't just advise them and teach them whatever we want, especially about religion. They should be very very careful and sensitive about that when and how they are teaching their children. That is very important. Like the quality teaching, not quantity. That you're just standing and saying. Mostly the expertise, they said that the best time for teaching, especially religious points and even other some good manners, is when the child comes towards parents and say, like sometimes they show their love and say, Mama I love you, Baba I love you. Yeah, that is the best time. They call it as golden opportunity, golden time. Don't miss it. So you say I love you too, and you can do encouraging a lot, as much as you can. Then you say, but my daughter, but my son, I want this from you. I like your all habits, but if as you have said, you love me, so please just be more careful about this, your action.
Okay, now there's a very common complaint that we hear amongst parents that why should we worry about teaching them, children, strictly teaching them about religious teachings, like for a girl, hijab and other things, when we know by the age of 9 they have to do it, and they have to do it till the end of their lives. So some people are very lax and very easygoing when their child is 6, 7, 8. Till then they don't care about teaching them even namaz or about hijab and other very important things, because they know that once they turn 9 they have to do it. So but I sometimes wonder, how will a child learn at the age of 9 if they don't get the training in advance?
Yeah, that is again not understanding the actual teaching of Islam, as we have done, Zahra, as you remember that how one hadith was saying us very clearly, beautifully, that from age of 3 we should start that training, about religious training. Like from 3 you are starting to put that like love of Allah, seeds of love of Allah and the commands of Allah. So it shows that me as a mother, I'm not enjoying obeying Allah's order. That's why I'm thinking that after 9 I have to do it, without taking pleasure, no choice. So let them free, let them enjoy their life before 9. What it shows that the thing by religious these commands and orders, they become very very a lot of restriction, under restriction they'll go. But if we know how beautiful this day is, and as I said, after 7 we should start strictly namaz, even hijab, the beauty of hijab. How many beautiful books are there, and stories are there, and poems are there, and me as a mother, I have to enjoy myself, and then definitely my daughter will enjoy. I don't think so it's a big deal, even if you are living in Western countries or in Islamic countries, wherever you are, your Allah is with you, your angels are with you. So that's why I always say that I have to enjoy first, then I can shift that enjoyment,
the pleasure to the children.
Pleasure. Like I have so many friends, or students, they said we want to become, for example, chef, and we love cooking. Why? Because we have seen in our family so many people, they cook, and they enjoy cooking, and they take pleasure because they have seen the taste, and that's why they want to follow it. So like that, if my generation and my kids, they have seen me to wearing hijab and obeying all other even commands of Allah, that how much I respect and I take fun and and I take the pleasure. So then inshallah they will take too. So we should start from 7, step by step, very very gradually, very very politely, and we should, like as we have said, that we should put that seeds from age of 3, very early, and after 7 we should be a bit very very strict, not for each namaz, like it's not wajib, but you have to be very very particular about hijab, full sleeves, or about waking up for at least for namazes zuhrain or maghribain, not even for subh if it is not easy, but they should pray namaz, most of the time.
Have a habit of
yes, definitely. And then they should enjoy their religious actions. As I love to mention about one very beautiful and great event, which is maybe not common between our people, and I call it the best day of our life, and in my opinion, it's a most crucial and very, very important day in our one life which we have. Maybe it is it should be celebrated more, like more we should do preparation more than compared to our wedding day, like that much important this day is. And that day is very, as I said, crucial day for in our life, and maybe the biggest day for us, and because that day Allah is giving us permission to enter in His court, and give enter to His court and give and be present.
But isn't it that since the day we come into this world, we are in His presence, and we are in His court. He's watching our actions,
but
recording
this permission
our actions.
is special permission, because we can do the mustahabbat,
right.
We can do the recommended stuff, but onward this day we can do the wajibat. Allah has given us permission to do the wajibat, Allah is asking us to do something.
So that's the day when we become baligh, like when we reach the age of maturity.
Exactly. So we call it as a Jashn Bulugh, the day of maturity. We should celebrate this day. We call it as a Jashn Bulugh. Jashn means celebration. So because it's a biggest honor which Allah is giving to us, and we are able to do wajib deeds.
So our account will be open and everything will be recorded as obligatory.
Yes.
But just Alima, what is the benefit for a person, for example, if he can connect to Allah, because our main aim is connecting to Allah, right? Making our lives perfect. Again, if he can do it using mustahib actions or recommended actions, then why the need of wajibat?
This is very, very key point, very, very important issue. If we understand this point, what is the difference between mustahab and wajib action towards Allah and towards me? What's the benefit goes
that
to
I
me?
get.
I get, because so many people, they know, okay, now you have to turn your niyat towards wajib. Before you used to, pray namaz with niyat of mustahab. Now you have to do wajib. But maybe, even parents, they are thinking, what is the benefit for me?
Even in older years, when, for example, the children they have to pray Fajr, they say, no, we don't want to wake up for Fajr and pray. We can pray the whole of a weekend. We can do all our namaz and all the mustahib namaz in a weekend. We're gonna connect to Allah anyways. Why this regular practice? So this is a main a question, a query in a person's mind, that why wajibat are important.
Maybe Zahra, I think most of the people, they don't know what is the reward of wajib and what is the reward of mustahab. Maybe they think that wajib has less reward, ajr, and sawab compared to the mustahab. But the wajib has so much reward. As much as Allah is saying that I can't tell you. That's why I have I'm giving you the heaven, the Jannat, for doing wajibat. Just for a wajibat. And there are so many other things, inshallah, which I want to discuss about this differences between wajib and mustahab.
Yes, but unfortunately our time does come to an end for now. But for our next week's session, we have a lot of questions regarding this very new Eid that you have introduced to us and to our viewers. With this, our viewers, our time does come to an end. Hopefully you can research a little bit on this Jashn Bulugh, as our Alima named it. With this, we'd like to wish you a happy week. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.